Hello, I am going to be playing the game Purim, a game designed by Philip Duberry and published by Phantasio Games and Funhill Games. It is 1 to 4 players, ages 14 or higher, and plays in 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, so this is a game based on the Bible, specifically Esther. So here's the little summary. And this is from Esther chapter 8, verse 9 through 10. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is, the month Shivan, on the 23rd day thereof. And it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded unto the Jews, and to the lieutenants, and the deputies, and rulers of the provinces, which are from India unto Ethiopia, and 127 provinces. Unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their language, and to the Jews according to their writing, and according to their language. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by posts on horseback, and riders on mules, camels, and young dromedaries. That was Esther chapter 8, verses 9 through 10. All right, so the summary is the book of Esther describes the harrowing tale of a young girl and the fate of the Jewish people. The villainous Haman has been put to death, but his murderous plan lives on through his 10 sons. You are the loyal messengers of the king and queen, tasked with putting a stop to the hatred infecting the empire and securing peace for the children of Israel. Purim is a cooperative, card management, and area control game. You and your fellow messengers must work together to spread the king's proclamation to all the far-flung provinces of the empire before Haman's 10 sons can orchestrate the destruction of the Jewish people. All right, so this is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players. There is a solo mode, which plays almost the same as the other player counts as well. So we'll start with setup. So setup in the game is pretty simple. So we're going to set the calendar here. We have a deck of province cards. We're going to shuffle the province cards, and we have a pool of black cubes, gold cubes, and here's the Hamans and messengers, Sons of Haman. All right, so we're going to, first thing we do is flip over 5 provinces. And so if you can see, they kind of outline, so they kind of tell you where they're supposed to go. So this thing is over here. I will probably butcher all these names, so I apologize. Satagida? Sure. So it doesn't matter really which Son of Haman. You can either flip them over or just put them on. Cards do affect what they do. So you'll put a sun here, and you'll put a black cube with it as well. All right, so we're done with that one. Anatolia is the next one. So we'll just put this one here. We have Libya, which is down here in the corner. We have Assyria. Oops, Assyria down here. And then we have Judea. Judea is over here. Okay. And now we draw 5 more province cards. And this is where the messengers will start. So it's a 4-player game. There's 5 messengers. Each player controls. We all control the messengers together. You do not take the role of a messenger. It's just we're able to control all the messenger actions. So the first one is Arya, which is over here, and that one gets a gold cube. And then Babylon, which is right there, and that gets a gold cube. And then Media gets a gold cube. Egypt gets a gold cube, and Armenia gets a gold cube. All right, so now you take all those provinces that you have, you shuffle them up, and then you flip over 5 more, and you're going to put the rest of the Sons of Haman out. And then the remainder of this deck, just flip it over, and that's going to be the top card of the deck. So you'll always know what the top card is. So this affects these action cards, which I'll go over in a second. All right, so Arya, So as you can see, you can definitely have a messenger with a Son of Haman in the beginning. You can also, as you can tell here, Judea gets another one. So you can already start with some of them piling up. Parthia, Dascilium over here, and an Armenia. So Armenia gets one as well. Okay, so these are the discard cards, and you just put them over here. Okay, the next thing you're supposed to do is you have messenger cards. There's 10 messenger cards. There's 2 for each messenger. Just pick whichever one you want or randomize it. I'm just going to use this one. It's Bista. So the color is the color of the... It's kind of the text itself, not anything else. So it's kind of hard to see on this one. Like, this is yellow. So this guy here has this ability. And this ability, they're all different. But this one, before resolving an action card, he may be moved to an adjacent province. So he can be moving all around. And if you want to make the game more difficult, and or if you've played it a few times and you keep winning, or you just, whatever, you can place one of these. There's 10 of these cards. They're just called Sons of Haman. And basically, each one just gives that specific son a special power. So like this one, whenever the calendar token is advanced, advance the calendar token 1 additional month. When a Son of Haman moves, move all gold cubes in his ending province to 1 adjacent province. So it could be pretty deadly. So the next thing you do is you deal out action cards based on the number of players. In a 4-player game, each player gets 4 cards. In a 3-player game, each player gets 5 cards. And in a 2-player game, each player gets 2 sets of 4 cards. And basically how that one works is you go through one set first, and then you can go to the next one. So you don't have a hand of 8. And then if you play solo, you deal 8 cards to the... deal 8 cards out to the solo player, and then you keep the rest in the deck, and then on the turn of the solo player, they flip one of these cards, and then you get to pick one of these in your hand and play it. All right, so that is set up for the game. Now, how do you win the game? Well, the game ends in 3 ways. Either all these gold cubes are no longer here, but they're out here, or these black cubes are no longer here, they're all out here. And then the third way is this calendar token hits here. And when any of those conditions are met, then you look at the board, and in any space that has a black cube, it needs to have the same number or more of gold cubes in the same spot. If it does, then that zone is safe. If there is a cube like here, then you would lose the game. So at the start of the game, you just lose the game. But what you're going to be doing in this is you're going to be managing these cubes and the sons as well. So the sons are going to be moving around. All I can say after playing a little bit is you want to kind of make sure they're not together, but they're so hard to get rid of. There's not many cards that let you. Yeah. So the way the game plays is each player has their hand of cards, and then each player flips over a card, well, puts a card into the middle. You get to look at them, but in this example, I'm not able to decide all of them. And then you order these cards by the number in the top left here. So in this case, it would go 12, 13, 25, 26. Oh. So then the 12, and these cards are broken up into 3 different columns, and this is how the game plays for all of them. You have a loyal action and then a corrupt action. So you do all of the loyal action, or as much as you can, and then you do all of the corrupt action, or as much as you can. This bottom part, end effect, that only happens after everybody has gone through their hand, and the very last card that you all play, then now you do the end effect of each one. So in this way, if you're playing with 4 players, you probably want to strategize in your hand at least, so that you're not playing like this one adds 3 black cubes to that province. But like the action itself could be really good. So that's what you have to balance. All right, so back to the original example. So you do the loyal action. So in this one, you would move all messengers from one province with a Son of Haman up to 2 provinces away, adding a gold cube to each unique province visited. So you would pick a province that has, so there's a Son of Haman there with a messenger. So you would pick this messenger and you would move it 2 spaces away, and then I'd put a gold cube in each unique province. So if I had 2 messengers here, if I moved here, 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 I'd put a gold here and gold there, and I'd only put 1 gold here, even though both these moved here, because that's only 1 unique province. Okay, so you do that, and then you do the corrupt action, which is, in this case, would be move all Sons of Haman in 1 province to the top province card. So this is what I was saying, where you're always able to see what the next one is. So in this case, I could have forecasted, okay, so we will be moving this thing. So you would pick one of the Sons of Haman, and you would move him, in this case, to Beatria, which is here. So we need to move one of these guys here. You can move whichever one you want. My advice, and the way I play, is make it easy on yourself. So I would go here. In that case, then I would just put 1 black cube there. If I decided to move these guys over here, they'd be going here, 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 and here. And each place they go to, they would put 2 cubes in each of these spaces, because there's 2 of them here. So that's what I was saying, where you kind of want to manage the Sons of Haman so there's not grouping up together. But it's going to be hard to do, because eventually they will start going to each other. All right, and the way you do this in a 4-player game, whoever owns the card has the final say, but it's a cooperative game, so you want to discuss with this the best actions that you can do. All right, and then you just discard your cards, and then you go to the next turn, flipping over, or not flipping, choosing a card each, and then you do it again. Do it in normal numerical order, and you keep going through until, like I said, you get to the very last 4 cards, well, last card in everybody's hand, and you just do the end effect of each one, going in, again, numerical order. And then once you're done with that, you take everything that was discarded and you put it into the deck, and you shuffle together. So as you can tell, there's already cards left over, but that's fine. So you just have, you're not going to be using every cards every round, for good or bad. And then you just deal out more cards. So let's see, what else do we need to talk about? I think that is it. So that is, again, the game ends after the black cubes, gold cubes, or the calendar get to that space, and then you look at the board, and whoever has the most, not whoever, if there's a province that doesn't have a gold cube with a black cube in it, sorry, this is the bag down. We're after this. So this province has 4. So if this was the end state of the game, minus the ones over there, this has 4 gold cubes, this one has 4 black cubes, this one has 2 gold cubes, this has 1 black cube. These would be safe provinces, even this one, 1 and 1, they're safe. This one, because it has a black cube and no gold cubes, you would lose the game. So we would lose the game in this instance. So, okay, well, join me for the next part, where I will go over how, well, I'll be going through a solo solitaire mode. Bye.